Which brings some breaking news, and it surrounds the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheatle. She was being questioned on Capitol Hill yesterday about the service's role in the alleged assassination attempt on former President Trump, and it has now just been reported that Kimberly Cheatle has resigned as director of the Secret Service. That is according to colleagues over at MSNBC. Many of those questioning her yesterday had demanded her resignation as a result of admitted failures by Director Cheatle about how the Secret Service had not protected former President Trump following that assassination attempt on the 13th of July at that rally that Trump held. Ms. Cheatle had said yesterday that she was going to stay in the role to try and see through the investigation, announcing that a full investigation would be published in 60 days. It was not good enough for the Congress people questioning her yesterday, and now it is being reported by MSNBC that she has decided to resign from the role as director of the US Secret Service. Let's bring in our correspondent, David Blevins, for more on this. Look, David, you and I were talking about this yesterday as that hearing was ongoing. A combative hearing at which she seemed to want to stay in the job to see this through, but now she decided to quit.
Yes, no great surprise for many people in Washington. It was a case of when rather than if Kimberly Cheatle would resign as director of the Secret Service. It was a very tense hearing on Capitol Hill, members of Congress having subpoenaed her to appear and answer questions about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Questions like, how did the 20-year-old gunman gain access to a rooftop just 150 yards from his intended target? Questions like, why did Secret Service and other law enforcement not intervene when those attending the rally pointed out the perceived threat, and why was Donald Trump allowed to take the stage? And also notably to answer questions about whether or not the Secret Service had declined a request from President Trump's campaign for additional security resources, particularly in the wake of a threat from Iran. She said on the day in question, no request for additional resources had been declined, but she was fairly non-specific in her answers, much to the anger of many of the congressmen and women. They said that, one of them said that if she did not resign, President Biden should sack her because his own life was at risk, as well as that of Donald Trump, because, of course, the Secret Service is tasked with protecting him too. So no great surprise that she's decided to go. When the bullet was fired, it missed Donald Trump's head, his doctor says, by less than a quarter of an inch. For many of his supporters, that's interpreted as an act of divine intervention. But there are those on Capitol Hill who've been saying for some time that the real miracle is that Kimberly Cheatle is still in her job. Well, it appears she is no longer in that job. We await formal confirmation, but we are hearing reports that she is stepping down now as director of the United States Secret Service.